Hi, my name is Thomas Malonda. I welcome you to this series of episodes that I'm unveiling today on my birthday. So today is my birthday. You can wish me a happy birthday. I will appreciate it. You can just, you know, type in the comments, wish me a birthday. But in return, I want to share with you top three lessons that I've gotten over the past 12 months. Over the years, I think over the last 2 years, I've been sharing these lessons on my pages, Facebook, Instagram, with people who follow me. And the aim is usually to reflect, to help them reflect on their lives, see the lessons I've picked, see if at all they can take them up and probably influence their lives positively. Okay, so because of that, I decided to come up with this version of Tom Thinking. I've been running Tom Thinking on my blog. It's called Tom Thinking. You can check it out on WordPress. It's got lots and lots of articles which are aimed at helping you being your best version. So this is a version that I've brought up where I'm gonna be speaking, talking about my thoughts, Tom Thinking, and of course the aim is to ignite the music within you. Because I believe you came here with a purpose. You came here to live a great life, not a small life. So I want to contribute to helping you igniting that music that you got within you. Because as Michelangelo put it, our greatest danger is not in setting goals too high and miss them, but rather in setting them too low and hit. So conformity is a disease that many of us are suffering from. So I want to use this Tom Thinking episodes to ignite that fire within you. I want to find you one day and tell me that, hey Tom, because of that video you made, I was inspired to do A, B, C. When you tell me that, I'll be at peace. But yeah, let's jump into the lessons, my top three lessons from the past 12 months. Lesson one, I got this from a great guy I follow called Wayne Dyer. It is develop a mind that is open to everything and attached to nothing. This lesson has two aspects. The first one is a mind that is open to everything. The second one is a mind that is attached to nothing. Let's first talk about the first one, which is a mind that is open to everything. In our lives, in societies where we find ourselves, we are pumped with beliefs, with thoughts which we then own up, consciously or unconsciously. We are told that us, in this culture, in this religion, this is how we should think. So because of that, we are fixed. Our minds are fixed. In that if at all we come across anybody else who does not subscribe to the thing we were told to subscribe to, we are perturbed. We cannot coexist in such environments because we'll be in conflict. But if at all we have open minds that are open to each and every view, if at all I'm a fan of, let's say, because I'm a fan of soccer, if I support Arsenal like I do, and a Man U fan comes and tells me I support Man U, instead of me saying I don't want to be near you, all that stuff, I'm like, oh, that's good. We coexist because I'm not going to impose what I believe in onto him, because it should be okay for each and everyone to live their life the way they choose to, as long as they're not inflicting pain on somebody else. So many of us are so fixed minded. And people who are fixed-minded find it so hard to coexist, to live in, diverse cultures. Because, for example, if I told you live in Africa, where I am currently, and travel to Europe, travel to the US, you'll find people who think differently, who subscribe to different beliefs. So if I told you are a person who has a fixed mindset, you're gonna find it so hard to live in that environment. And of course, if you fail to live with them, you're gonna be in conflict with them and you won't coexist. So I challenge you to develop a mind that is open to everything. Just because you view something in a particular way does not mean others should. When somebody comes and tells you that, hey, when you do ABC, you're gonna get this result. Instead of saying, no, that can't happen, based on what you know, tell them that's interesting. I'm gonna think about it. Well, I've never heard about that before. Let me, look into it. Be a student always. Be teachable. Okay? Do not think that what you know is final. Because the world is moving at a very, very high pace. Things are changing day in, day out. Probably the thing you're being told is a new invention. Think about people who lived before machines like this were made. How would they see the world we live in currently, whereby I have this machine, very portable, but on which I can do a variety of things. Probably they were used to big desktops where you have to sit, do work. But now I can move with this thing anywhere, do my work, communicate to anybody, anywhere. We have internet currently. I can be sitting here and I'm talking to somebody in the States, okay? Probably some of you watching me are in the States, you're in Europe, you're in Asia, but I'm recording this from Uganda. So if I told somebody who didn't have an open mind then is in our world, will be like, well, how did that happen? And I'm sure there are many of you watching me right now who have fixed minds. You are not open-minded. But when you are not having an open mind, that means that you are deterring progress. Because you're going to be doing things the way you've been doing them and you're going to be getting the same results. So I challenge you to develop an open mind, because if you do, you'll coexist with anyone and everyone. And whatever will come to your life, the events, the tragic events, you'll be open-minded. You'll be able to go through them at peace. Okay? The second aspect of this lesson is a mind that is attached to nothing. Because of the things that we are, that are imparted onto us, we become attached. Okay? When we come on this planet, I subscribe to the notion that we are spirits with bodies rather than bodies with spirits. So when we come after conception into our mother's wombs, we have no bodies, but we are there. 9 months later, we acquire bodies, but we ain't our bodies. Because if we were our bodies, we wouldn't have existed without the bodies, but we did before the bodies came. So that means we ain't the bodies. When we come out after delivery, we are given names to help these bodies to be differentiated from all the others on the planet. But we ain't our name. We ain't those names. If we were, we wouldn't have existed without them. A lawyer friend of mine was recently telling me of a client he's helping out to change their name, and they actually did. So if that client was their name, they wouldn't be living anymore, because, if I told you, if you're that name and the name is no longer there, then you can't live. But the person is still there because they ain't their name. So same applies to you. Of course, moving on after the name, we begin getting property, titles. We become so attached to these things. You're attached to your body, your name, title. People, for example, guys who have done PhDs. If you don't call them with the title doctor, they may not respond. They are Dr. Professor so-and-so, Dr. Professor, this is ego at work. So when we attach our souls, for example, you're a Dr. Professor watching this and that's your mentality. If a person does not call you those things, you're gonna be, messed up. You're like, how dare he not call me by my title? You're not gonna be at peace. The whole aim of me talking to you is to live a peaceful life, okay? And when you detach yourself from the things you found on this planet, money, property, titles, you will be at peace. The last thing with this aspect of this first lesson is attachment to people. The number one, probably one of the reasons why you watching me are unhappy is because you attach yourself to people. It could be your girlfriend, it could be your boyfriend. You're so attached to them that you're vulnerable. If at all they do anything that you think they shouldn't do, you're messed up. If, let's say, they chuck you, you're done. I'm not saying, when you're chucked, you're gonna just take it easy, like, hey, I've chucked you, and like, oh, okay, let's continue. That means you didn't love that person. What I mean is that you need to be able to live even without those people. The only way you can do it is if you're not attached to them, if you detach yourself from them. Love them, but detach yourself from them. Do not impose your life onto them, your principles, your beliefs. Let them be whom they choose to be. Because as Robert first put it, we love the things we love, or people whom we love, for who they are and not whom we want them to be. As I conclude this first lesson, I challenge you to develop a mind that is open to everything. And by everything, I mean everything. And of course, that is attached to nothing, to property, money, people. Detach yourself, and you will have peace. Lesson number 2. Let go, let God, and be detached from the outcome. We are taught that we always have to be in control. You gotta be doing this, you gotta be doing that, every time active, okay? But one thing I've learned over the last 12 months is that sometimes you don't have to do anything. There is a common meme that used to go around which was saying that a wise man one time said nothing. That is, not being in action. We always want to be doing something. You see, if an event happens, we want to do something. Event happens, what can we do? What can we do? We are in motion, always motion. But many times we don't have to do anything. We just have to let things flow. You see, relationships that work are those that flow where there is no much work to be done. Okay? If at all every time you're going to a relationship, you're working, they're going to fail. But if you let things flow, they're going to work out. And this applies to each and everything. Let things flow. Of course, you got to play your part. If you're looking for a job, write the application, submit, let it go. If it's meant to be yours, it's going to come to you. If it was not meant to be, it won't come. If you love somebody, play your part to, the best of your ability. Then let them be. If they are meant to be yours, they'll be there. If they're not, they won't. Don't force things. Do not force things. Let things flow. And of course, as you do whatever you can do and things are flowing, expect anything. Be detached from the outcome. Have an open mind. Let things flow, and I can assure you that you'll have peace. Lesson number 3. So, when we want to attain peace, okay, because peace is a feeling that you get, the origin of this is how we choose to process things, how we choose to think. Okay, if any event happens, how you choose to think is going to determine how you're going to feel. Okay, of course, we had the pandemic that came around. People were hit by the pandemic. Everyone was hit. Jim Rohn one time said that the same wind blows on us all. Okay, the wind of opportunity and the wind of scarcity. So it comes. But what's going to differentiate the top 5% from the 95% who are struggling is how thinking is done. So if at all a business perishes, one person may say, "Oh God, why me? Why my family?" For example, you can replace the business with anything happening in your life. Why me? Why my family? We're not loved. Somebody's bewitching us. All that stuff. You could think like that. If you don't think like that, you are gonna ignite negativity within you. However, the other way is you could ask yourself, what is this teaching me? What can I pick from this that I can apply in my life and move forward? If you take the latter option, you're gonna be at peace. You're gonna identify lessons which you can put into practice, and you will be able to move forward. So, as you move towards, creating a life of peace, you gotta be intentional with how you choose to think. Okay? As I conclude this, you should always remember to focus on the things that you are for rather than the ones that you are against. We currently have a war going on in Ukraine, Russia fighting Ukraine. If you focus on the war, like the thing you are against, you're gonna ignite negativity within you, and negativity drains you. All the things that you're against drain you. And of course, if you're being drained, you can't be at peace. But if you change that and go for and focus on what you're for, in this case, it would be peace, you'll begin thinking of how can we bring peace? How can we restore peace? And you'll be nourished. Mother Teresa was one time asked if she could join a march against the war, I think in Vietnam. Her response was that if you organize a march for peace, I will be there. So that is, a statement which you may ignore, but it means a lot, because if you focus on the things that you are for, you will be able to have peace in your life. And each and everything in our life, everything that you are against has an opposite which you can go for. Instead of being against drugs, addictions, be for purity. Same applies to everything. Like, go for the things that you're for. You'll find that when you think about those things, you'll have peace in your life. So, make sure that you control your mind, because as James Allen put it, as a man thinketh, so shall become it. Have good thoughts, you'll have a good life. I thank you for watching. I hope you find this insightful, and I hope you'll, catch me next time, where I'll be talking about other things, other thoughts on this, platform of Tom Thinking. Remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, subscribe to my channel, and I can assure you that we will move towards igniting the music that you got, bring it to the world, and you'll live a marvelous life. Until next time, God bless you.